Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Riffs.
Hi.
Hi.
We have things to show you.
We have so
wonderful
many things to show you. We should say, though, that Kriana will not be joining us for the session. Most likely the whole session. But she might be here a little bit later, but she is really exhausted and she needs the rest.
She's under the weather, yes.
So, yeah. So it's just going to be us boys. And we've got, as always, lots of fan art and things to show you guys. So let's go ahead and get started.
Whoosh.
So we've got one from Sleep Sketching, which is Mila seeing Bear for the first time. Or Sleep Sketch's predictions of what would happen. Doggy. We've got Elora doing Hungover Tom. Very, very hungover. We've got, oh god, a really cool picture from Elora of the new Al. Pointy-eared Al. Then we've got, is this how it feels to be an adult?
Yes.
Is
Yes,
that, the new Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because of the hangover. So it looked, I was gonna say it looked like Lee for a second.
There we go.
Hey.
Alright, Al being freaked out by eating meat. But it used to taste so good, I don't understand. The baby Tyrannosaurus from Sleep Sketch, love it. Even though it wasn't a baby Tyrannosaurus. And Patrick tried to tell them this. And Sleep Sketch drew one of the angry mutant beavers that was in one of the cages.
Yep.
It's
Very so angry.
And mutant. Okay,
Indeed.
this one, you guys will only get this one if you watch Thrilling Intent, but this is, Elora drew a picture of one of the characters named Marcus from Thrilling Intent, calling the new Al a very handsome man, which is very in character for him. And it's amazingly well done. And since I like both, I geek out over that. This is Sleep Sketch drawing Patrick when Patrick was trying to take a picture of the robot while the others are trying to kill him. It was like, could you stop moving, please? I wanted to get a shot.
Not the wisest tactic, but it was effective nevertheless.
It was.
I did get one attack off on me. That was good.
Kriana drawing a picture of Mila saying hi to old Tom and pointy-eared Al. And another picture for this one's from Kinsey for baby Tyrannosaurus running off into the woods.
Go
Go.
find your little tiny rat
Be
buddies.
free. This is another one from Kinsey. We were talking about the oh god, yeah, when Inferno did the robot voice of you know, please sir, can I have that? It's not fair. Stop it. That's not. Don't do that. This is another one from Elora for Al mourning the deaths of the bystanders. Again, a really good picture. I'm really growing to like my new character's appearance. Sleep Sketch, trying to get a drawing of what body armor looks like. And from what I've seen in the pictures, it's not that far off.
Nope. I think it's a good artist interpretation, that's for sure. It's effective, that's for sure.
All right, this one is a meme that I've never seen before. I've never seen this kind of generator before, but I love this. We need more robots. Rhino Buffalo robots, human robots, machine men robots. And he gets thrown out the window.
Yes.
And this is when Patrick levitates the gun. I'm sorry, I still think that's hilarious because if you're the robot, what do you do at that point? Just that, no, it's not fair. This is Nora, our precious, socially awkward Nora trying to talk to Al. Nora, you want to kill a bad guy? Shut the fuck up, Al. Which really is, especially to me, that's how most of our conversations through her bedroom door feel like. Which seems to be a thing that happens a lot lately.
Apparently.
All right. This is a picture of Patrick the Pacifist. Very well done from Sleep Sketch. Another picture of what Sleep Sketch will happen. What will happen when Mila meets the Machine Man. All right. This is a picture from Kinsey, just a picture of Mila amongst flowers and butterflies. I think that's what's going on in Mila's head pretty much all the time. This is another picture from Sleep Sketch for Bear and Tom, when Bear was trying to cheer Tom up about DBs.
Yep.
This is a picture from Technomaca. Mila and Jackie. This is another one from Techno Mikhail of when Patrick shot the giant rhino in the face, in the mouth, actually.
In the mouth face.
All right, these are a couple of memes made from wrestling. His face when Al asked Kennedy to dinner, which I get a lot of messages about that, by the way.
I find that interesting.
All right, this is a picture of Jackie. My name is Captain Jackie, and I'm about to fuck you up. It's true.
It is true.
I made an arc of robots because Canadian God loves you. And then this is an old one, but I still love it. Mila, use the rope. But Patrick, ropes are for going up, not down. This one's from Dr. Gnome. The member numbers are growing. And last but not least, we've got another, I won't show it, but it's another one of Gur's comics. You guys should check them out. They're all hilarious and great. And that's it. We're done.
Sweet.
Woo.
All right. Well, we shall get on with the game. When we last left off, you fine folks were in the town of Finton, and just about to meet the Lord, the protector of this place, urged on by James T. I just wanted to see, before we move on to that scene, I was just wondering if there's any last details that we missed last session that you guys wanted to go over, or if you guys are good to go.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good, actually.
Okay. Excellent.
I wanted to talk with the half man.
Oh, okay. All right. With James T. Sure. Let's lay it on me. Let's converse. Let's converse.
So is James T?
Yes, that's his. That's all he can remember.
All right. James.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned a bit before that you were looking for revenge and power.
Revenge.
Yes. What was your goal before you were dethroned as a god, I suppose?
Goal. I can't remember much. All I know is I used to give him ideas, and he created them and made me strong, and I would go out and raise all sorts of hell. A few foggy memories of things I used to do, but I was immortal. And now I am this.
Without another word, Patrick will continue probably driving.
Okay,
I
yeah.
think this would be in the middle of that. And,
Okay, sure. Is there anything else that you wanted to ask?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. So, after getting a few errands done in Fincher, in Finton, not Fincher, Finton, James T., slightly agitated, says that we should go and see the head of this town. He'll want to know that we are here and we have we have things to discuss with him.
I would probably go and meet him with you. I should probably wait for the rest to get situated.
Oh, sure. We can just make we can just come up with an in-game reason why it would just be Patrick, Tom, and Al who are heading up to see the Lord of the town. Perhaps I'm thinking maybe Alicia, Pamel, and Mila are going out to just get a supply run, perhaps, and they're not back yet. but perhaps James T is just so insistent that he just wants, you know, you three. He looks to you and he goes, yes, yes, you will do. You'll do just fine too. Meet him.
And he looks to Al and Tom.
Sounds good to me.
Al nods.
Okay. All right. So, James T seems to actually know the way, and he leads you past the town square. And just beyond the town square is the estate of the town's ruler, Lord Formulating. And the house itself is a very large and attractive brick home with a beautiful garden of wildflowers and roses along its walk and the front of the building. In fact, the entire town itself is very quaint and charming and very calm in its own way. And this itself seems very peaceful, very serene, very lovingly taken care of as far as the landscaping goes. And a pair of large white wooden doors mark the front entryway. And let me just drag you over to the front of the building itself. And James T is the first to kind of take lead on this, and he knocks on the door with his hand there around the center of the door, and after the thudding sound, you hear a little bit of a scampering noise, and you see an elderly Caucasian man open the door. And at this point, James T pushes his way forward into the house, speaking to the man in a very gruff and aggressive way. And he says, "Look here, servant, tell your master to come and meet his maker." And for a moment, the servant kind of opens and closes his mouth, shocked. His eyes are wide, looking at the strange half-man. And after a pause, James yells, "You deaf? Tell him!" And with that, the old man bolts. His face is turned as white as a ghost, and he disappears from the front foyer, going around the corner, leaving the door open and ajar.
Mm-hmm.
James T turns to you and says with a wily little grin, and you could swear you see one of his eyes flick in a wink, and he says, "You're gonna love this guy." Shall I continue?
Yeah, Al's just
Okay.
kind of observing.
Yeah.
All right, sure, yeah, no problem. I just, when I get to these long description bits, I always like to take breaks, so I give you guys a chance to act or interact, but if you guys are just watching to see what happens, I shall continue.
Mhm.
Well, inside the house, deep inside the house, you hear this huge, angry bellow, and the crashing as if something large and wooden is snaps as James T kind of skitters away from the door, but he is still grinning. And he says, "Get ready, friends. Here comes Mez." And right on cue, the doors leading down from the end of the hallway, perhaps into a living room or a kitchen, you're not too sure, they fling open violently to show a 10-foot tall creature, in which I will describe and show. This huge body and face are remotely human, but horribly disfigured with lumps and tumors coating his body. The human arms are tiny and weak and spindly, like those of a dinosaur, perhaps like a T-Rex itself. About 4 10-foot-long mechanical tentacles with these robotic claws for hands make up for his withered natural limbs. The lower body and neck are thick, monstrous stumps made of pure shining metal. His back, his neck, his shoulders, and part of his head are also heavily armored. He has one human eye and one red bionic eye, both blinking in anger. And as he collects himself, as Mesrine collects himself and peers at the group, James T has the audacity to scuttle in the middle of you and call out, Mez, you're still my most precious creation. And with that, the behemoth bellows, you! And the center of his clawed tentacles, retracting in and out violently, are these, what you're assuming, vibroblades in a jittery, agitated fashion. And as he starts to stomp towards you in an aggressive, mean tone. Well, an aggressive, mean way. And he continues to bellow, the nerve of you showing your face here, and with mercenaries. How dare you come into my town? I should tear you all limb from limb. What would you guys like to do?
Yeah, just quick question. So we are, I mean, like, this isn't one of the towns that takes our power armor and all that stuff, or that body armor and all that stuff.
No, you're still completely in your armor.
All right,
Yeah.
Tom's gonna glance nervously at the predicament that they're in.
Al is going to carefully try and, like, to kind of moving a little slowly to not attract as much attention, put a hand on his rifle.
Okay.
For quick, but you know, like, you know, the idea, not too threatening, but also it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick will raise both of his hands and pronounce, "We are no mercenaries."
No mercenaries, he says in his gruff, bellowing tone. And what are you doing with that monster? You are his allies, then, his friends. Well, I will treat you the same.
I have just met this man earlier today.
At this point, James T tugs on Tom's leg, and he whispers, he is a scourge on this town. Everyone is afraid of him, and you can see why. Kill him. That's what I brought you here. Kill him. He's evil.
What?
At this point, Lord Formulating replies to Patrick, you just met him, and yet you come to my door in armor and weapons. I find this very hard to believe. Explain yourselves quickly and relinquish him to me, and perhaps I will let you live in this town.
Patrick will actually pull both of his mega damage rifles off and throw them to the ground.
Okay, doing so, the flicking of his vibroblades slow down a little bit, and his tentacled arms lower slightly. He still looks incredibly agitated, upset, and aggressive, but he has actually stopped moving towards you, his red robotic eye looking towards you curiously. At this...
Tom will start doing the same.
And
okay.
Al will make a big show of putting his rifle on the ground with his foot underneath it. That part's not the big show, but, like, he kind of has his foot under his rifle.
Okay. At this point, James T says, no, what are you doing? He'll kill you.
I know as much about this man that I do to you, and I'm not going to believe either one of you. until we talk about this.
At this point, Lord Mesrine says, "Talk, talk. You heard what he said. I was his most precious creation. He made me into this, and I will see him dead for it. If you have no allegiance to him, then leave him here. I will take care of him. And then we will have no quarrel."
Al will hold up his hands and he'll say, "We have no reason to believe one over the other at the moment, so if you don't mind my asking, 2 questions. 1, he called you a tyrant. How do you treat the people of this town?"
At this point, his tentacled arms raise up a little bit more, a little bit higher, and he says, "Who do you think you are to question my methods? I am the only one strong enough to protect them, and I do that. I put myself in danger every single day. Am I the nicest person to be around? No, but you wouldn't either if you knew what happened. If he didn't take you and the woman you loved into some hell and transformed you into this." At this point, James T. is skipping back and forth, and he says, "No, no, no, lies. He stole her from me. He is lying. He is trying to put you down your guard. If you will not kill him, then we need to leave."
Al will consider it and then say, "I had another question. This man," and he'll point to James T., "wants us to kill some sort of robotic god which he claims is responsible for creating many machines that have slaughtered the citizens of this countryside. What do you know of this?"
"I know nothing of a robotic god. All I know is that 7 years ago, he came into this town with 20 robots and took me and Clara. The rest, she didn't." And he gets clearly upset at these memories, and his vibro blades start flicking back and forth again as he starts taking another heavy stomp towards you. "No more talking. If you will not relinquish him to me, then I will be more merciful than he was to me. You have 10 minutes to leave Finton. If you do not, I will hunt you down."
Al will hold up his hands. "Calm yourself. We're not here to start a fight, and we will do as you ask. We're just trying to figure out what's going on." And then Al will look to James and say, "You told us very clearly that he was necessary for us to beat the thing you want us to kill. So those were all lies? You just brought us here to murder this man?"
See, first things first, you need to calm the beast.
Oh.
Which means you need to do a convince, persuade check. Because he's in the fit of a rage right now, giving you an ultimatum, and you're just like, whoa, 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 calm down, dude.
Got it. Okay, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah,
calm down.
You're absolutely right. That is my persuasion 75.
Okay, so you got a 61. That's good. So let's go. Let's just go with the part where you're saying he calms down. And when you mention those words, we just want to figure everything out here. You're in the middle of it. Formulating will once again, the flicking of the blades slows down, and he says, "I cannot stand to see him, but I cannot trust him to be out of my gaze. uh, uh, restrain him and keep him in view, and then maybe we can talk about the future.
Al will look to Patrick and Tom.
Tom's just gonna shrug.
I think restraining is the most peaceful.
Alex,
James T's opinion on this, however, is very animated, and he says he is just trying to trick you. If I die, if he kills me, which he most certainly will, you will never find the entrance. You will never have my knowledge.
Al will look to James T and say, "You lied to us. You brought us here simply to kill this man, so you are not exactly creating a lot of faith in me."
I sent you here to kill him because you said, your words exactly were, I want to stop people from getting hurt. Well, he is hurting the people here. He is wicked. I sent you here, yes, under false pretenses, but for a good intention. He will not just stop with my death. Do not trust him. Do not restrain me.
You want us to not trust him and trust you by lying to us?
And that's all he replies.
Oh. Okay, out of character. God, I don't know what to do.
I don't know. Yeah, you guys can figure out. We can pause, and you guys can figure out. I gotta grab a drink of goddamn water because these guys are killing my voice.
I'm like half tempted just to leave him there. The dude completely lied to us. I mean, if he is the one thing that can help us stop this from happening, I get it. But damn,
I'm of an opinion. Me personally, am of the opinion of. He is twisting our words to suit his goal, to kill this dude. He has a vendetta against this dude. Look, if he's going to pull this multiple times, which he very well can, just keep using the same excuse over and over to kill a whole bunch of people and just lead us on, I don't see us taking down this quote-unquote god. I don't see this,
agreed,
cave even existing. We might just be just pawns in this dude's scheme.
All right, here's what I want to do out of character. Two things. One, find a way, like basically, whether we give this guy up or not. Like I'm right with you, Burn. But Al's overall goal is stopping whatever's creating this madness. If he can do it without this guy, fantastic. That's great. But my more immediate concern would be, is this guy really a tyrant? Is this town completely under his thumb and suffering horribly? And there's one way to find that out. To go ask the town people.
My main concern is, I mean, we don't know if this guy's a tyrant, true. I had a point, it just went out of my brain. God dang it.
So this is what I can do as far as at least answer a little bit of the question, because you can't really say, hey dude who's super angry, just chill here with the guy we want to murder. We're going to check up with some people. Let's just retroactively I can give you some small observations. How about this? Because
that would work.
You went shopping here in Finton, right? So you've already interacted with some people, right? Now, you haven't asked necessarily, you know what? We'll leave it up to you guys. Maybe you might have even asked a little bit about the town or who runs it or anything like that. Would that make sense, do you think?
Yeah, actually, it would make sense because he told us we have to go meet this guy. It would make sense that maybe we ask around about him.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So let me give you just maybe a general description of maybe the things that you might have seen or heard. And if you have any further details, maybe we can go into that.
Yeah.
But really, when it came to interacting with the folks here, they were polite, but like courteous, but they weren't very friendly or very talkative. Most of them did seem kind of, well, definitely afraid of James T, but just kind of leery of strangers. They also, it was a little odd. They were reluctant to talk about their ruler. The typical like response to something like that would be someone being like, "Oh yes, Lord Fromline, he's our protector. He's very strong and very very brave." But like, if you have any questions about like his policies or something like that, well, actually, no. I'll give you that much, and then you guys can follow up with some questions. I love how we're pausing the game to retroactively ask this stuff, but this is important for your decision making. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. Anywho, so yeah, so that's the general temperature that you got when you were interacting in the town earlier on.
Which to me suggests not the kindest ruler, but not necessarily a tyrant either.
Yeah.
Or possibly he is a tyrant and everyone's too scared to speak. But there would be no way to know that, one way or the other.
Oh, I also remembered what I was going to go on about. My brain has absorbed the information again. I signed up to kill a machine god thing. I did not sign up to go around the countryside killing, at all of the evil, even if this guy is evil. I didn't sign up for that.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? That's what mine or Tom's concern would be. I didn't sign up for this shit.
Agreed. So we have a few options. We could play it like this and say, James, we didn't sign up for this. Like what you said, we didn't sign up for this. We signed up for one thing. Take us where you told us we needed to go, or we'll leave you right here. And if Baron has a problem with that, obviously he will, say, look, we're here trying to stop something that is a huge threat to your people anyway. Whether you're the nicest guy or not, that was something you would care about. If you don't want to let this guy out of your sight, come help us. Come with us to this robot god and destroy it. It'd be as much benefit to you as to us. And then you and James T can work out your differences on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we tell him that this robot god is supposedly responsible for all these extra robots, along with the robots that came with James T and did
Came to him? Yeah, absolutely. Wait. What?
Came to the town and did this to the ruler.
Do we know that for a fact? All we know is that robots came to the town, and no. All we know is that James T came to the town and did this to him. We don't know.
James T came to the town with robots.
Right. We don't know if those robots are related or not. Like, basically, we have no evidence to show that they're even the same robots. You know what I mean?
All right, I guess.
Yeah, circumstantial perhaps, but let's stick with.
I'm thinking as a player, what happened is James T has all of this super mega awesome power, and he just goes out to towns and then with like a troop of robots and just does this thing to this dude, and then later on the line he gets trashed, so he wants to, take down this super evil computer, and I'm still missing the connection as to why we need to kill this dude.
Yeah, same here. I think honestly the best, like I'm still kind of with what I suggested. I don't know, you guys.
Go for it.
Patrick. Piff.
So let's see. All of that. Give him an addendum. No, I got nothing at the moment.
Okay.
It's basically two people's words, and I have a hard time really having one more trustworthy than the other.
So what about my
Yeah.
suggestion?
Yeah. I would think trying that would be something that would be beneficial.
All right.
Yeah.
Then I'm ready to go back into character if you guys are.
All right, let's whoosh go back in.
All right.
All right, so we got a still aggressive, bellowing Lord Mesrine and a stuttering, instigating James T. I will let you have the first word here.
All right. Al will look at James T and say, "We didn't sign up for this. We signed up to kill or to stop the robot menace that was terrorizing the people of this countryside, not kill your little cronies or your mistakes or your experiments." And he'll look at the Baron and say, "No offense intended."
Offense is taken.
And then he will look back to James T real fast and say, "You either take us to this one thing that's causing problems, or we will leave you here."
Okay, James T gives a nod and says, "Yes, this was a mistake. Let us go."
And then Al will look back to the Baron and say, "We have no reason to believe him over you either. He has told us about a threat that has created robots, gigantic robotic rhinoceroses and other robots that we have personally faced who have been terrorizing and slaughtering the people in this area. If you want James T so badly, and he really is the only way for us to find and stop this threat, then come with us. Help us stop it. It'll be beneficial to both of us because if this threat is real, it threatens your people as much as anyone else. And once we find this menace and we stop it, you two can settle your differences. But if you kill him now..." Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sure.
Okay, you're not done.
I was going to say one more thing. If you kill him now, like you suggest, and this threat is real, you may lose your only chance to kill it at its source.
Roll me a convince check.
33.
Okay. From my pause and see what he says. And then he shakes his head and he says, "If I just wanted to kill him, I would plow through you right now and do it. I am not a monster. And despite everything he did to me, I will not kill a few people who are clearly being misled by him. However, I will not join you on some ridiculous lie that he probably fed you. My goal is to protect this town, and I will do so. It is probably a trick to lure me away for more of those robots to come and kill everyone. No, I will
Patrick.
let you well, go ahead.
Patrick is going to raise his hand. We actually met a few. He's going to pull out his camera and show him the robot picture that he took and say, "This is what has been threatening. This is what we just fought a few hours ago and met James. This seems to be what the threat is."
Lord Fromeline leans over and he bellows again. He goes, "Those are what he brought into town years ago. Those are the things that kidnapped me. They are his minions. They are his creations, you fool. You have... If you will not give him to me, I will reinstate my ultimatum. 10 minutes and you can leave with your life. But even if I were to join you, I will kill him the first chance I got. If you would understand, if you knew the torture he put me through, you would put a gun to his head right now." To which James T just shakes his head. He goes, no, he doesn't understand. Let us go. big mistake in coming here.
Al will try one more time, and he'll again hold up his hands calmingly and say, I don't want to make an enemy of you. That's the last thing I want to do. One as powerful as you would not be someone I would ever relish fighting. But if there is a threat to the people of your town and the people of this countryside, and he is the only way of stopping it, we need him at least until it's taken care of. And I don't want to leave here with him and make an enemy of you to do it. I ask for... Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I was pausing for...
Go ahead. Yeah.
I ask for your understanding and wisdom in this matter.
I have neither understanding or wisdom. I only know brute force now. But if you choose to leave and follow what he says, and once you are tricked enough times, bring him back to me, and then we will be allies. But if you leave with him, you have 10 minutes, and then I will come for him.
Well, that's fun.
All right. Out of character. I say we go, and if we don't find anything that exonerates our good friend James T, I'm kind of for bringing him back to face justice.
Yep.
This is like the same situation.
Isn't it? It's kind of sucky. Because we don't really have a reason to believe one over the other than the fact that James T has admitted that he made this guy. He's proud of it. Which gives the other guy's story more weight.
No, I was talking about like the overall situation where there is a person who has generally been scorned and wants to kill the thing that has done.
Yeah.
So it's the same moral dilemma.
It's like
as the last time I went through this.
It's like Vingeception. Which is why my suggestion is we leave with them and say, look, we're going to take care of this, and then we'll come back and you guys can figure it out. And that way we have more time to decide a course of action. Because Al's not necessarily afraid to make this guy an enemy. I mean, he's cautious. He'd rather not do it. But he's not exactly going to just roll over for this guy either. If he finds out that James T is in the right, or that this guy is just as much in the wrong, then, you know, he's not just going to hand him over and let it all be done. But if he can avoid some guy coming after him in 10 minutes to slaughter them, at least until he gets a better handle on what's going on, he would say most anything to do it.
I'll make it clear the 10-minute ultimatum. It's not you have a 10-minute head start and then I'm coming to kill you. It's if you don't leave this town in 10 minutes, I will kill you.
Oh, I see.
You have 10 minutes to leave this town.
Yeah.
Or I'll kill you. That's what he said about, like, I'm not a monster.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
give you a chance.
Got it.
Not, I'm coming for you. It's not like, oh, I'm giving you a 10-minute head start.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
It might have been a mistake on my wordage.
Which, by the way, actually, I think it was just a mistake in my miscomprehension, because I believe you even said that. But no, which again lends more weight to it that James T wanted us to come up and straight kill a man we never even heard of, and this guy's like, look, I don't want to kill you. I'm going to give you a chance. Yeah. Yep, let's go, and let's bring James T along, and...
no, he's coming with you. He's not sticking around. Although his parting words from the front
By the way, I do collect my weapons. I will.
Oh God,
yes. That is a fair assumption. That's okay. I wasn't gonna ding you on that. You'd be like, I pull out my weapon. You left them at his house. Anyway,
he's juggling him with his mechanical arms.
As you part down the pathway with the fuming Lord Mez. Oh my God. Fromaline, there we go. I forgot his own name. Lord Fromaline, looking and thrashing at his doorway at you. James T does say, oh, you learn to use those tentacles so well. Which gets another bellow and a couple steps forward, but thanks to your promise to him and your earlier rolls to calm him down, he does not attack. Cooler heads are very, very barely prevailing right now. So, good job on that. But you
Well
guys,
done, Al.
we're getting the fuck out of here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
We're getting everybody. We're getting out of here.
Yes.
Yep.
Collecting Mila, Alicia, Pamo.
I would say once we're back near the behemoth, though, Al is going to want to do something.
Okay. Well, we can see near Behemoth. Mila is driving away from Finton itself. Is James T in the Behemoth as well, or?
He's
with
going to be with
vehicles,
Patrick,
with
yeah.
Patrick.
Oh,
And-
okay,
and-
he's still with. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
And like basically right before they get into the vehicle with Patrick, Al's
Sure.
going to go to James T and he's gonna handle his rifle, not pointing it at James T, but making it very obvious that it is there. And he's gonna look straight at James T and he's like, I do not appreciate being lied to. I am not your patsy. I am not your gang member. I am not your hitman. We made a deal. Break from that deal again, and we will leave you here with him.
I understand. However, you need to know what happened. Mez and I were friends years back until a woman came between us. I loved Clara with all of my heart, but he coveted her. He challenged me. My friend challenged me to fight for her like she was some sort of prize. Despicable. He won the fight, broke me, and took her despite her feelings for him. He is a monster. His exterior now just matches his heart. Yes, I lied to you, but for a noble purpose.
I would look at him and go, you did that to him, and you want me to try and believe that you're noble.
Everyone has their own methods of revenge. But in the end, it is always... And he trails off for a moment.
Al just shakes his head, and he looks at James for a long time and says, I don't think I'd ever be able to respect someone like you. We made an agreement. Stick to the deal. I'm not your judge.
Yeah, yes. That's fine. If you cannot see the evil in Mez, don't worry. You'll see the evil with him.
And then Al
You will see it.
will
And
look.
then there will be no debate.
Sorry. Al will look at Patrick with a knowing gaze, almost like a I'm starting to see where you're coming from type of gaze.
Patrick looks back with a fairly blank expression, but you've known him pretty well. He's usually on the upbeat or at least energetic side. He looks less energetic and more like solemn than anything else.
All right. Al, when he passes Tom, he'll put a hand on Tom's shoulder and say, I'm a little worried about Patrick. Do you mind riding with him in the ATV? If nothing else, company other than our friend might do him some good.
Sure. And I'll ride in the ATV.
Okay. So, James T directs you to hit the path, and you definitely show up under the 10 minute limit, which means there is no angry individuals chasing after you, as you once again hit the pathways, the forests of the base of the Appalachian Mountains, going into Maryland itself. In fact, it seems that James T is allowing you to follow down a large roaring river for much of the time, just following it south, south, south now. South and slightly to the east. During the travel itself, only one huge item of note in which James T starts to grow more and more agitated, excited, and Tom and Patrick, at one point, his little titters get even more excited, and he says, "Spookies! Spookies! Yes, I remember something now. Oh, one time we jumped this Splugorth raiding party. He hates them sploogies, and I killed two myself, two slavers with my bare hands. I had so much power, you can't imagine." He loved that. He loved that. He loved that. Such power. Such power. And then he goes quiet and musing again.
Yeah, Tom's gonna shoot a slightly worried look at Patrick, but he's going to keep quiet.
Patrick, keeping his eyes on the road, cannot see that such thing, and will probably say something along the lines of, "What's a sploogie?"
Splugorth. Splugorth. Aliens. Oh, he hates them. He hates them. Hates them. Loved it every time I killed one.
Should I roll for that, or is it...
Yeah, you should.
Do I even make that? I might have still made that. No, I missed by 2.
Yeah. It sounds familiar. You know, Splugorth are an alien race, but you can think of at least 5 or 6 different aliens that are attached to Splugorth, so you have no idea exactly what he's talking about. You have a faint idea. It's something that's gnawing at the back of your head.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he will keep his eyes on the road and thinking of Spogors for the rest of the thing until another event happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tom is going to stay silent while he's in the ATV.
Okay. All right. So shall we continue on then?
Yes.
Okay. Once you keep following the river itself, you come across, in view, is a large pre-rift ruin of what looked to have been a large city. It's in the distance, but as soon as it is in sight, James T gets very agitated, and he turns over to you and he says, "Stop! Stop! Stop right now! Stop! Stop everything!"
All right. Patrick will hard brake his ATV.
Okay. At which point, James T will actually, with one of his mechanical hands, open up the door and throw himself from the ATV, and he yells, "Tell your friends in the behemoth to stop too. You can't continue in that thing."
I assume that they probably would.
Well,
you know, I will.
We
I'll
can
radio
radio
if we're ahead.
Yeah.
Al will say, "Did he say why we should stop?" And he's stopping, of course.
He seems.
He's not going to run over you.
Seems anxious and agitated. Looks doesn't look excited. We do see a ruin up ahead.
Ask him if we're going on foot from here.
Are we going on foot from here?
Yes, yes, only way. Only way. That thing is a beacon. They'll find it.
All right. I need to look for a place to put this down where it's a little less conspicuous.
Yeah, no problem. There is a large clutch of trees off to the west, maybe not even a half-mile away. You figure, with some of your training, you'd be able to disguise it pretty well.
All right.
The trees are spaced around. It's a nice spacing of trees, wide enough for you to navigate the behemoth through, but close enough where they can create a natural canopy.
Patrick is actually going to draw his ATV back into the behemoth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Al is going to put on his power armor.
All right. So, with this, I am just making a GM call as far as the NPCs going with. Lee is not interested. Pamel is going to keep an eye on Lee. And I think what we're going to have is Nora, unless Krana shows up, and then we can retcon it, but I doubt it. Nora's also going to probably stay on the ATV, which means Bear is staying, but Alicia will definitely come with you guys.
Cool.
Right.
Fair, fine with you guys, or do you guys? Okay, is that fine? All right.
It
No,
sounds
that
great
makes
to me.
And it also seems it makes sense too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask to bring Jackie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot to ask about Jackie. Yeah, you can definitely take Jackie. Definitely. Of course, she's a robot. She doesn't care, right? Yeah, and well, that way, especially with Nora and Bear, and Pamel and Lee around, if anything tried to attack the behemoth, they can actually fend it off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's added protection.
I do have a quick question about the power armor itself. So, as I get it on, I know basically the power armor has 4 rockets that can be loaded into it, 2 on each arm.
Yeah.
Is there any way or place to carry extra missiles that can be reloaded?
Let's look at its storage capacity. You can physically carry a case. I remember you guys found a case of mini missiles. You could physically carry a case with you. But let's take a look at the power armor itself, the description, because there is a storage section, right?
Actually, there is.
So we have to kind of go. Yeah, there should be. I believe so.
Small storage area for extra supplies and personal weapons.
Yeah, so not enough. So your personal weapons. So here's the idea. I'm going to say the size of a mini missile. You can either take your rifle and a few extra supplies, or you can take 4 extra mini missiles. You cannot take both. There's not enough room for them.
Taking the rifle then.
Okay.
And I'm
Rifle
gonna
and some
load.
E-clips.
Actually, I'm gonna ask, and this will bear in mind what I take. James T, are we going to be in confined areas underground?
Yeah, yeah. Deep underground.
All right.
For miles.
He's going to take. Screw it. He's going to take 4 plasma rockets because the things we've been fighting are beasts. So.
Sure. You know, and we can also go real common sense. If you want to take like some fusion blocks or whatever, you can as well. Like, anything that seems reasonable on your character sheets, we can say sure, no problem, right? It's just I don't want you to take 20 extra.
No, and that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
No way to carry them.
So we could say like basically the stuff I normally would carry on me, the fusion blocks and all that, we can fit in the cargo
Yeah, we
spot,
will
but let's
consider
just not.
those extra supplies.
Alrighty.
Personal weapons. Cool.
So
I guess I will specifically note that I'm bringing the electric glove gauntlet thing.
Cool. All right.
Patrick?
Yeah.
Are you bringing your golden shiny armor?
No, that's default. from
Okay.
this point until I'd say otherwise.
Do you mind if I use the medallion?
No, I don't mind.
Yeah,
I
I was
don't know
actually
what
going
it
to
does,
suggest
but I don't
bringing... Wait,
mind.
which medallion? Because I was going to suggest bringing the one from Zoot.
That's the
The
one.
one from Zoot.
Yeah. We also have
Because-
those bracers.
True.
They can fit
What?
over body armor.
Okay.
Oh, they can?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Do you mind if I bring those too, Patrick?
Go for it.
All right. So let me write this down. That was the bracers and the new
Silver
Zoot
medallion.
medallion.
Yep.
And that needs to be on my head?
Well, he put it on his head. You haven't tried putting it on anywhere else. It might work. It might not work. Up to you.
Can I put it on my head and put my helmet on?
Sure, it's just a little medallion.
Yeah, I'll do that.
You just weave it in your hair. Have
Yeah,
it, like,
I'll do that.
for years or something. Yeah. Yeah. No
Al
problem.
will,
right.
oddly, actually tell Tom that he's doing it wrong, and will actually kind of intricately, or how to put it, try to intricately weave it into Tom's hair.
The longer that you take, the more annoyed Tom is looking.
Okay.
And then Al does it until he's satisfied with it and says, "There," and then give him a pat on the shoulder.
Thank you, Al. Where would I be without you?
Al looks confused at the sarcasm.
Where is those bracers? What do they do? Because I can't find them.
Patrick.
Are they
The
in
necklace?
your...
No, the bracers.
No, the bracers.
Oh, the bracers. That is in the storage closet.
No, I need the stats. I need
Oh, the
what they do.
stats.
yeah.
I believe that it is 40 mega damage.
Do you have it written down anywhere?
I believe so. I'm gonna go double check all the things that I have, but if I do not, I will tell you.
No, if you do not, then I'll tell you because I have it written down. I'm looking right
Then
now
go
too.
for it.
Sweet.
Well, I want you to look too there, Patrick.
I,
Okay.
yes.
Let's see here.
I'm not finding it in your stuff, Patrick.
Yeah, I think he means on his personal computer.
Don't
Oh, okay,
root
yeah.
through his stuff, Tom. That's rude.
I'm sorry.
Boom. We're back.
Okay. Yay, we got all that sorted out. We know what everyone's carrying, so we can continue onward. So, James T leads you by hand, through actually skirting around the ruins of this old city, far, far beyond it. Actually, it takes a good half of a day to travel on foot, but this way, he insists, is the best way to avoid patrols. And sure enough, you do see, despite the caution that you guys are taking, or more specifically, the caution James T is taking, you do see footsteps from time to time nearabouts where you are, or from a pretty fair distance. Some of them look human or humanoid, like from human shoes, although it looks like that they were maybe carrying a very large weight. Patrick, roll me a... no, you know what? This is just something that you know. It could be someone carrying something heavy, or it could be a robot that weighs a ton. That could be it. And in addition, you also, in addition to the foot imprints in the soft earth, you also, from time to time, find very large, like I would say like 3 foot in diameter, monstrous 6-toed footprints, in which James T kind of looks at and he goes, "Man, those are big," and that's all he says about that. But
Hey, Since the last thing that we fought were generally things that were modeled off of real creatures, do I notice what sort of footprint this is? I would probably get a penalty
Oh
for
no,
most.
I can do my own mental penalty on that. Yeah, because it's just a track. The footprint is something, but roll. We'll see.
All right. Monster and lore for me is 74.
74. Okay, 74. Well, I can't tell you exactly what it is because you don't know that. The roll wasn't high enough. It's not coming to mind. However, you can probably postulate a few things about it, that particular monster. Let me just get a few details out here for you. Furno. Do. A little bit faster. There we go. So, you're thinking it is... Oh, come on. Statistics. There we go. You're thinking it's probably about 10 feet high, 7 feet wide, 16 feet long. It probably weighs a ton or two. It clearly has some sort of tail that you can kind of see the dragging on it as well. So if you had to guess, it would probably be a 4-footed monster with a short tail. And that's about it. That weighs those dimensions and weighs a ton.
It wouldn't be those rhino creatures we fought
No,
before.
I can tell you that roll was successful enough to know it's not a rhino buffalo.
All right, then.
You were even because what you're doing is like quasi monster lore, quasi tracking. So I did give you a penalty, but your success was good enough to figure that out. Okay.
Be like an archaeologist.
Yeah, you have that skill too. You have that skill too.
Could I possibly try and help out?
Sure.
Because I have track animals.
Sure. Roll
I
it.
mean, I'm probably going to get another penalty, but my roll is 60.
Yeah. Let's see here. Anything else that you'd be? Well, no. There's nothing else about the creature that you know, but you are able to tell how old the tracks probably are. Seems like they passed by here maybe about a week ago.
I'll relay that to everybody.
More of a reason to keep moving. All right. So we keep moving, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. We
Yes.
keep moving, yeah.
I have one last question.
yeah, lay it
about
on us. No,
moving.
questions are good. Lay it on us.
So, what direction is the footprints going? Like, away from the...
From the ruins, it looks like from the ruins outward.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So. Alrighty. So James T. presses forward and eventually leads you past the ruins and in the general direction of past the ruins now you see an old fenced off area that itself looks like it's ruins, but the buildings look a little different. They look old, they look decrepit, they look half open, but at this point, Piff, I am actually going to have you do an archaeology check there, Patrick.
All right, then. I missed that by a good 14.
Okay. So you don't know the exact name of this, but you do think this used to... It matches the description of pre-Rift's military bases. So exactly what this one is doing here, you don't know. But it looks like it used to be some sort of military base. And it's still far, far in the distance, a good mile or so away. But James T. kind of has you guys loop around the military base and go beyond the south side of it. At this point, the grassy area rolls out into, once again, another set of forests and a few rolling hills. Eventually, it's around 7 o'clock in the evening. The sun is starting to go down. In fact, it'll probably set within the hour or so in the fall air. But you come across a place where it looks like 5 trees have fallen on top of each other, one after another. At this point, James T. is just manically jittery at this point, as he says, Showtime! And below the tangle of deadwood, branches, moss, and vine is a crevice. A large crevice that splits open into the earth. Luckily, the crevice at its widest point is 10 feet tall. So, Al, you are able to squeeze in. What James T. told you about that is true.
Before we go in, can I do something real quick?
Of course.
He would look at James T. and he'd say, before we go in there, you know this area really well. What are we likely to face in there? As in, any specifics you can give us that would help us in a combat situation.
Robots. The same ones you saw at the freak show. A fair number. But we will surprise him. So we shouldn't run into any patrols, I hope. There is a newer model of them, but I am sure it is still in development.
Do they have any weak spots? The ones we fought at the carnival were incredibly tough.
James T. gives a wiry smile. No weak spots. Perfect design. Perfect. He says, spitting out the words.
Al will sigh. Lead the way.
Okay. So, James T. is the first to lead the way, pushing aside some of these branches and dead wood, and he gives a small explanation, and he says, the same day I was dismembered by his servants, my servants, his servants, I discovered an old access tunnel connected another portion of the the cave. You will see, dead inside, dark, blind. We will navigate the tunnels deep in the earth, and there we will find him. Don't worry about being too quiet. There are no sensors. It is truly a dead section, and soon, with your help, it all will be a dead section. And with that, he flings himself into the earth, past the crevice. And you can see about 15-ish, 20 feet below. The crevice, of course, slopes down into the earth, so it's not a steep drop. So he slides down this slope and deep into the earth, where you can hear his little titters in the dark. He says, I can see, but you might need to bring a light.
We're fine.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, everyone should have night vision, right?
Yeah. I we
You have your.
I have a night vision band,
Mhm.
but I can light myself on fire.
Yeah, but night vision
Fine.
is always better if we all have it. I believe you and Patrick have the band, and then my power armor should have the capability. Unless
Yeah,
I'm.
we would have to take off our helmets first.
Mm,
That's the only
Um,
bad thing about that.
my optics band is has all of those particular things on it, but it is, as I found out, more for small work and not for actually viewing distances.
Didn't we
Yeah.
buy optics bands for everyone?
Yeah, but that was way long ago, and
Did
I,
we lose them?
if I recall correctly, we no, don't. That's the optics bands,
Right.
that we're talking about.
Right, but we've used them
Whatever
in the
you
past
guys
for night
got-
vision, so.
Yes, that was more of an oversight, I suppose, on my part.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've corrected that on my sheet. The one that I had was not the one that you guys bought.
Oh.
But that's fine. If you guys I'm gonna have to trust this guy. I'm most likely just use one of my many light sources that I have.
Okay.
I would.
All right.
Well, hang on, because I'd rather, if it's at all possible, I'd rather use no light sources whatsoever. Light sources are the biggest way of getting spotted.
Right. I currently have no means
He doesn't have night vision.
Yeah.
unless you want to
And
guide him by hand.
That's what
I
I
would
was
have
thinking.
to
Maybe
take
guide him
off
by
my helmet.
hand or, right? But here's the thing, Tom. I know it's risky, but having your helmet off and being in complete darkness is almost less risky than having a light source. It's almost less risky because it's a light source
Yeah.
in complete darkness.
Okay.
But no,
Alright.
but I mean, I'm not saying that's what we should do because we still have to settle out the Patrick thing. I can't. It's not like I can carry him on my shoulder. I don't know if leading him by the hand is the best course of action. Actually, no, it's not because I just thought of it. Let's say we did that, and Patrick's in complete darkness, and then we suddenly get into a fight. He's gonna need light. His eyes aren't gonna be adjusted. That's gonna be bad. So we're just gonna
Yep.
have to risk a light source.
Mhm.
There we go. All right.
I can just light myself on fire. Woo!
We can have one light source. I would like one that's more of a directional one so we can see in front of us, but
Yeah.
All right. I will let you determine what light source you'd like, but you're all heading into the crevice after James T.
Yes, we are. Patrick, would you like to use a flashlight? Do you have a flashlight?
I have a headlight, 2 flashlights, a lighter of my own, a freaking magic ring that shoots out light itself. I'm covered, but
Okay,
if any of you
I'll-
guys have one, we can
My
use that.
only thing for light is myself. That's literally it. So why don't you just lead us off with the flashlight? That should be fine.
All right. Patrick likes to be hands-free with it, so he's gonna go with the orb of light,
Okay.
which would be full moon command.
Okie dokie. A pale light starts to rise from your hand, guided by you. So, all right. So into the crevice, you fine folks go. The climb into it is very easy. After that, you do smell the smell of rot and of earth, and the crevice itself goes deep into the earth for about 20 feet or so, and then finally over a pile of mulchy debris, you do find a vent, a large 8 by 8 foot vent that James T gleefully uncovers and removes. Once again, your power armor can slip through there. And soon, James T leads you through a metal venting system. It is, well, like I said, 8 foot by 8 foot long. and is unremarkable. A very, very sturdy, strong metal. Despite the weight of the power armor, it's surviving it quite well. You guys travel with James T through this venting system for half of a mile before finally he stops, and he mutters, "He will not see us. Oh, wait, just wait till you see him. You will look at the face of evil." And with that, he opens up another vent, falling into a hallway below. The hallway is completely dark.